unsuspecting little city block here. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of danger, but there is quite a bit of danger, to say the least. Most of these doors don't really go anywhere. You eventually only have one real place to go that's at the end of the street. Problem is, for right now, it's actually blocked off, so we need to figure out how to trigger it to become unblocked off. Meanwhile, at the opposing end of the street is this very large door that we can't open. So I'm going to take some precautions and lay down some pipe bombs because we're going to need it in just a second. Because an overlord spawns. And I think the pipe bombs did absolutely nothing, so that's great. And I can't stress it enough as well that you will need as many rockets as you can by the end of the level. I'm not actually sure why, but for some reason you can't get the full amount of Devastator ammo in this for some reason. You seem to max out at 20. So for what you run into at the end of the level, you basically only have your rockets to really deal with it. And even at max rockets, it's really not enough. So it's a fun way to end the level. For right now, though, we've now got access to this last apartment building over here. And since I can see plenty of Octobrains waiting in wait for me, I figured, you know, I'd have a welcoming gift for them. Or yeah, fuck them, just die. I really do enjoy the double barrel shotgun for single target up close usage. Like, it does a lot of damage. But the entire point of this area up here is basically to get across the roofs to flip a switch here at the end. Sadly though, the apartments are kind of filled with deadly traps and explosions and Octobrains and those really deadly pickups, so you kind of have to take it a little bit slower than usual. But you actually don't have to walk through the fire there. You can go along the outside of the roof here to kind of get past all that. Thankfully, I was able to take down the pickups from the outside, or from the ground level, so you didn't have to deal with them up here. Also, there's a nice little computer graphic. I don't know if that's something fan-made or new or not. I don't remember a quite intensive-looking tower as that in the original Duke Nukem. But yeah, just grabbing some more ammo, taking care of a jerk. And that building over there is going to be our next target. First, though, we gotta open up the garage door, and there's a rather nasty trap laying in wait at that garage door down there. Something that actually killed me a few times before. Not this time. I'm fucking ready. And it's it may not seem like it's that dangerous, but that thing seriously took me down about 150 health and instant killed me by running into me. It does a lot of damage if it touches you, so stay the fuck away from it. Like, it's also a bit hard to see, but I was afraid, like, it was already in the middle of charging me, and I was afraid I was going to die there. But we are, I think this is supposed to be like a radio or TV station, I'm not really certain. I think it was K-Tit on the outside, so it might be a radio station. But now that we are inside, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble hitting this button for some inexplicable reason. Can almost get it. Huh, there we go. These guys are not going to be your main worry, though, in this particular little room right here. There's not much else going on in this room. It's pretty nicely done up, though. Main thing you want to do is get the key card and then duck. Get out of the fucking way, because that explosion is a lot larger than it looks, and it's very damaging. I'm saying maybe 60 or 70 health will get taken out by that blast. So I think the first time I picked up that key card, I just instantly died, and I had no idea what killed me. I knew there was going to be a trap there, I just had no idea where it was coming from. And after picking up that key card, we can go into the previous area with some new ambushes to deal with. Thankfully, the normal enemies are pretty much jokes in comparison to the modified ones. The modified enemies are pretty difficult for the most part. Like this guy, seems like a normal pickup, right? Nope. He's got incendiary rounds. So do not get hit by him, and if you do, move out of the general area because you are standing in fire. You are dumb. But with him dead, we can actually go into pretty much what is the final area of the map. You may notice that even as far into the map as we are right now, I only have 10 rockets. I'm going to need a lot more than that, to say the least. Now there's a nice plane, and oh god, it's a UFO. I actually thought that plane was going to run to the building the first time I played this level, and I'm surprised it didn't actually. And an awkwardly placed little shadow enemy there as I get confused, realizing I can't jump onto that fire truck. I really need to jump on that fire truck, but I'll get in a second. Not that time though. Almost. Oh, yeah, there we go. Champ Sports. Once we get up into this little elevated area here, some pig tanks start spawning. I think 2 pig tanks and some pig cops. The quickest way is to use a few rockets, but yet again, we are going to need them for later. So you're gonna have to cross some fairly large distances here to get rid of these enemies before they cause too much damage to you. And I really didn't feel like using any more rockets on this pig tank, so I had to use a bit of skill here to not get my face blown off. But then thankfully I make the super smart move and get up real close to get my face blown off. But yeah, the entire reason I come over here is obviously more rockets, but even more importantly, there is a nice shrinker down here, which spawns probably about 8 to 10 octobrains, so it's good. It's a good opportunity to haul your ass away. Because for the most part, they'll rush over that hole where they were expecting you, but instead you can kind of get them all sectioned off and just kind of weed them off one by one. That way they're not too difficult. I am kind of surprised how annoying that whole sucking ability they have is. I think that's new as well to this. But yeah, being sucked into them unexpectedly, especially over, you know, open gaps and things like that where you'll fall to your death. Pretty bad news, to say the least. But now that we've cleared out this area as satisfactorily as can be, it's time to progress on into the final little sub area. So it's taking a few enforcers that would otherwise be a fairly large annoyance if you just try to take them out with some conventional weapons. But our final I would say our final destination is going to be the Sushi Restaurant, but before we can go over there, first we have to get into this high-rise here where I'm pretty sure the funkiest party ever is taking place. But not before you take care of their security system. And I'm actually going to need that pipe bomb in just a second. Because at the top of this elevator is another set of laser trip mines, which sadly my pipe bomb doesn't actually manage to take out. So there's actually another kind of tricky way to get rid of those, which is using a jumping rocket shot, which is not something I really want to do, mostly because, as previously stated, you need fucking rockets. Oh, sexy parties. Yeah, it's pretty much every female sprite in the fucking game in one sexy room. But enforcers come first, and then boobies. Hey ladies. Every color of the rainbow. So, oh no, there's black chick. They got everyone covered. But this little part right here was another thing that confused the hell out of me the first time. I didn't actually know what that button did, but what it does is it opens up this little light source above the sushi restaurant that you then need to shoot once or twice to then get the doors of the sushi restaurant open. And it also spawns a shit ton of enemies over in that previous area we were just in. But for right now, I'm going to try to ignore them for the most part because, well, there are worse things to come. And also this level was getting to be a bit long, so figured I would try to speed it up as best I can. But yeah, this entire last little city area kind of confused the hell out of me just as to what to do with shooting the light. And then whenever you actually get into the sushi restaurant itself, you don't actually know what to do. It's just that there's nowhere else to go. So apparently, I finally just started blowing everything up, and you could apparently blow open the door. So not really the most obvious thing to do, but you figure it out after a while. And then what triggers the final thing is walking in a freezer. With a very nice looking and very large explosion. It is now time to take on the final assault, and I really need to speed this up because as you can see, it is a very large assault, to say the least. There is probably about 15 grunts out there. There's about 3 mini battle lords, there's 2 overlords, and there's 1 full-sized battle lord. And the level will end once you kill the battle lord. All this other stuff could technically be ignored, but is pretty much impossible to do so. Thankfully, if you made sure to pick up the shrinker, the mini battle lords can be fairly easily taken out. The main problem comes in the massive amount of crossfire that comes from every fucking thing. And I completely forgot that I left an enforcer alive, so that cost me quite a bit of very necessary health that I need right now. And picking up that Devastator spawns a rather fuck-off nasty little ambush here. Yeah, that particular fat glob of shit, for some reason has the ability to summon out lightning, and he takes a lot of damage. So have fun with that as we take on the second battle lord, or mini battle lord. He sadly cannot be shrunk, so you actually have to start using some of your much needed ammunition. And I don't know if I showed it off yet, but that was the battle lord autocannon. It's very powerful. Just take out the final mini battle lord there with another well-placed shrink around. And yep, that's a nice little edit after about 8 or 9 deaths of trying to take out the overlords in the far distance and trying to deal with the battle lord as best I can. But as you will see, I am now I had about 25 rockets, and all the rockets are connecting. So how many shots does this fucker take to take down? A lot.